guys, welcome to Simplifying Tech and Programming. So in today's session, we are going to check how we can connect to Elasticsearch along with the HTTPS connection or secure socket layer. So along with SSL context, so with the truststore certificate in short, we can say. So while working with a project, so you often got the requirement where we need to connect with the Elastic along with the certificate, or we have to connect with the Elastic along with HTTPS protocol. So today we are going to check the same. So how we can able to connect over secure socket layer to the Elastic. So latest version of Elastic, that is a 8.x version, is more focused on HTTPS connection. So we have to use a certificate in order to connect with the Elasticsearch database. So from Java also, how we can use this certificate along with the Java REST client. So that is a Java client setup in order to connect with the REST client. So that we are going to check in short. So agenda today is a basic introduction to the Elasticsearch, then how we can start Elasticsearch and Kibana, latest version, that is a 8.10 version. Then how we can create the truststore certificate in order to connect with the Elasticsearch. So we will create that certificate. Then as a hands-on, so we will create one Maven project and we will add Elastic dependency. Then we will perform some crude operations like indexing data or querying the data from Java REST client with the certificate itself. So for this demonstration, I am using my blog. So blog link is provided into video description. So in this example, we will learn how we can make use of Elasticsearch or distributed free text search and analytics engine along with a simple Maven based Java REST client with the HTTPS connection. So we will create one truststore certificate that is required for connection, and the eligibility will be, we will be using latest version of Elasticsearch, that is a 8.10.2, then LTS version of Java, that is Java 17, along with the Eclipse IDE and Maven. If you want to know what is the ELK stack and how to install Elasticsearch and Kibana, so you can visit the following video. So there I have explained how we can install Elasticsearch and Kibana and do the configuration in order to work with ELK stack. So with reference to above video, so you can copy Elasticsearch setup file and install into Windows directory. So go to bin directory and let's start the Elasticsearch from command line. So now let's go to Elasticsearch bin directory and type cmd and just type Elasticsearch and enter. So it will start Elasticsearch. Okay, so our Elasticsearch is started. So let's verify if it is running or not. So type localhost and Elasticsearch port as a 9200. So it is asking username and password. So provide the username as a Elastic, and a password will be whenever you are starting Elasticsearch at the first time. So you will be getting that password from that command line logs. Okay, so in my case, so I'm not starting it first time. So I have this into my program. So this is the password. So write password here. Yeah. So you can see we can able to communicate with the Elasticsearch server. So with the version 8.10.2 and with the cluster name as a Simplifying Tech. Okay, so we are able to connect with Elasticsearch. So now let's verify if our Kibana is also working. Let's see what is happening with Kibana. Okay, so Kibana is available now. So let's verify this. So to access Kibana, we have to type localhost and then this :5601 port. Okay, so it is asking username and password. So type username as a Elastic and password same as a password, so that we have used to connect with Elasticsearch. So that you will get at the starting of Elasticsearch first time. Okay, so we can able to log into Kibana also. So in Kibana, what is the step? So we need these dev tools in order to execute our Elastic query. To start with creating project, so we need to add appropriate Maven dependencies. So we need to copy these dependencies. So copy this dependency, and we are creating one new Maven project. So go to Eclipse, say create Maven project. So create simple Maven project, say next, type group ID and artifact ID. So Elasticsearch Java HTTPS, so artifact ID will be same. Let's say finish. So go to pom.xml file and paste the dependency here. Okay, so we are using a Elastic client that is a 8.10.2 version, and then we are using this Jackson data point library. So that is required in order to convert your Java objects to JSON or JSON to Java objects. Then we need this Apache Maven plugin. So moving further, so we need a truststore file, or we need a truststore that is a P12 certificate in order to connect with the Elasticsearch. So that we are creating. So let's go to Elasticsearch configuration directory. So that is Elasticsearch config certs. Okay, so here like already there are certificates. So we will be importing this certificate, and we will be creating one certificate. So that is a truststore.p12. So we are using this existing CRT certificate. So just go to command line from this directory and copy this keytool import command. So here we are just importing this certificate, that is a http://ca.crt to the key store truststore.p12, and this is the store password for that certificate, that is a password. And we are creating this pkcs12 certificate, that is a truststore certificate, so by using this keytool command. So copy this. Okay, so you can see certificate was added to key store, so that means this truststore file is created. Yeah, so you can visualize this truststore.p12 is created. Previously there are 3 certificates, now this is created, truststore.p12. Okay, so we will create one class, and we will make one method in order to establish the connection with the Elasticsearch database. So here is the code that makes the connection. So first we will create a simple Java class and add following the connection code, so which is responsible to make the connection with the Elasticsearch from Java REST client. So let's set up this Elasticsearch Java client inside our project. So copy this. So now go to Eclipse, and here let's say create the class. So type as Elastic Java REST client HTTPS. Okay, so we are not creating like a package and all. So we are just, for demo purpose, we are just creating here only. So we need main method also. So type main. So this is the main method, and paste our code here. Let's double click this. So we just need to import these packages. So just click on Ctrl+Shift+O in order to import the packages. So here we need to choose this org Apache SSL context builder, and here we need this cluster health response. Okay, so now we need to handle this exception, or we need to throw this, we need to add this throws declaration. So we will add this throws declaration. Okay, so our error is gone. So now this entire connection code can be simplified in dividing this code into 4 parts. One is creating SSL context, that is one. Then we need to provide the auth scope along with the username, password, credential. So we need Elasticsearch username and password need to be provided to the username, password, credential API. Then as a third part, so we are creating the REST clients that will connect to Elasticsearch. Okay, and then at the last, so we will create an Elasticsearch client based on the Elasticsearch transport client, where we are passing this REST client object. So these are 4 parts. So let's see how we can go one step deeper into this. So we need to create one file, and we need to read this certificate location, so that we have created earlier, that is a truststore.p12. So we will be using this certificate in order to connect with the Elasticsearch on a secure socket layer. So we need to create this SSL context. So this context is nothing but it's a protocol implementation which acts as a factory to create the SSL context builder. And this SSL context builder is nothing but a Java security standard algorithm name specification, from which we are using this create API in order to load our trust store. Okay, so this is required for creating the REST client. Then we have this basic authentication, basic credential provider, which maintains the collection of user credential. So we need to just pass the Elasticsearch username and password. So we need one API. So for that, we are using this basic credential provider in order to provide our username and password by using this username password credential API. Okay, so we need to provide the auth scope also. So auth scope is represent the authentication scope consisting of a host name, port number, and realm name. So which will be, you can do any. Then we need to create this client to go connect with the Elasticsearch. So we are creating this REST client object from this HTTP host, where we need to provide the 3 parameters. One is a host name, port name, and the scope. Scope is a HTTPS or HTTP protocol. This we need to provide to HTTP client configuration callback API. So this entire process will create this REST client. We need to create one transport client and transport and API client. So basically, Elasticsearch transport client, we will use so we will pass this REST client that we have created earlier, along with the support to read the JSON object. Okay, so now this is the final way where we are creating this Elasticsearch REST client based on this transport client. So this is the main client you will use in order to connect with the Elasticsearch. And here we are just checking the health of the cluster. So by using this, we are able to know if our client code is able to connect with Elasticsearch or not. Okay, so this is the connection code. So let's extract this method. Go to refactor and let's say extract method. So here type get Elasticsearch connection. Okay, so our method is created. So just we need to return this client object. So we will go here and say return this. Okay, then we need to provide the return type to the method. So copy this Elasticsearch REST client instead of void. So you have to provide this Elasticsearch REST client. So now we have to read this Elasticsearch REST client as a client equal to this. Okay, let's say ES client. Okay, so we got this connection here. So save here and just try to run this configuration code in order to connect with Elasticsearch. So we will verify if we are able to connect with Elasticsearch or not. So yeah, so we got the Elasticsearch status as yellow, means it is ready to use. So we are able to communicate with Elasticsearch now. So we can proceed further. So now we need to create this employee Pojo in order to insert some data into Elasticsearch. So we need the plain Java old object. So we need to create this employee class also. So copy this employee class name in the default package itself. So we will create this employee class. So we need 3 variables, or you can copy this itself. Okay, so we need to implement this. Right click and say source, and then generate getters and setters. Select all, generate. Okay, so our getter setter is ready. So we have just 3 fields. One is the employee ID, one is a name, and one is a department. Employee name, employee department. So these 3 objects we are using. So now moving further, so now let's create the Elastic index from Java REST client. So from Java client itself, so we are creating one Elasticsearch index where we will store the documents. So copy this code, go to Elasticsearch, and in the main method, so copy this, or we will extract this. Just first, like import the packages. So let's say Ctrl Shift O in order to import the packages. So packages are imported. Now we have to replace this ES client in this client, and we will just extract this method, refactor and extract method. Create index. Okay, so this is the create index request. So we will divide in 2 parts. One is we will use this create index request builder in order to create this create index request API, or this request we need to execute in the API, so that we can able to create this index, simplifying tech index. So this index we are creating, simplifying tech index. So this we need to pass to this create index builder API. Okay, and then we need this Elasticsearch indices client in order to index the documents, or in order to create the index. Okay, so elastic client dot indices. So this elastic client dot indices we need to pass to this indices dot create. Okay, so from this API, so we have this create object where we can create the index by using this create index request. Okay, we need to check if this index is already present or not. So go here and type get and index name. So you will see this index name is not found, means that index is not created yet. So we will create it from our Java REST client. So for now we will comment this part. This is not required now. So just run this application in order to create the index. Run as Java application. Okay, so our index is created successfully. So let's verify in Kibana. So execute same command. So you can see our index is created. Let's say underscore search. Yeah, so our index is created. So now let's move further. So we will do indexing and creating the documents. So index is created. Now we will create the documents inside the index. So we will add the data to the Elastic to make them searchable. Okay, so for this purpose we are using this dot index. Okay, so copy this code, paste it here. Let's say Ctrl Shift O in order to import the packages. And here we need ES client. Let's extract this to one method, name as a create documents. Right? Create documents. That's it. So we have created the index, so this is not required now. Now create the documents. Okay, so inside the create documents, what we have, so what we are doing here, so we are just using this Pojo in order to set our values to the document. So this is the employee object, so we need to set some values to employee object. So we are setting employee ID as a 101, then name and department. So now we are using this index request in order to create this index request builder, and to this index builder, so we are providing index name, then we are providing ID on which it will create this document. So we are providing employee ID dot toString, so employee ID in string format. Then this index request builder dot document means it will create this document. Okay, and then finally we are building this request builder, and here in this method, so we are inserting that data into Elasticsearch. So es client dot index and this index request. So now let's verify this. Run a Java application to create the documents. Okay, so it is indexed with version 1. Let's verify. So go to Kibana again and hit same command again. Yeah, so you can see this is our index, simplifying tech index, and we have first document created into Elasticsearch. Okay, so let's insert one more document. So change the employee ID, change the name to Jen Smith. We will change the department of that employee also as HR. So let's save this and simply just run this again. Okay, so this is also created. So now we have two documents. One is with John Doe and one with Jane Smith. Okay. So now moving further, so we have created documents into index, and now we will index that document, means we will search that documents. So for that, so we have querying the index document. Okay. So as soon as we have some index document inside Elastic, so we can proceed to search them using dot search method. So let's copy this. So go to our code. So this we have created already. This is not required. Now paste this. Let's say Ctrl+Shift+O in order to import the packages. So packages are imported. Just replace this ES with the ES client, and then we need to export this into one method. So refactor and say extract method. And here we will say search records. Okay, so we have created one method, search records. Inside this search records, so what we have, so we have this get request. So earlier we have this index request in order to insert the data. So now we have get request in order to fetch data. Okay, so we need to pass the index name. So for so we are using this get request builder, so we need to pass index name to the get request builder. Okay, so we need to pass which documents it need to be searched. So get index builder dot id 101. So we need to search this 101 id from Elasticsearch. So now we are creating get request. So get request can be created from get request builder. So we are building here, and this get request we are executing this by using REST client. Okay, so REST client dot get and this get request, and we need this output in JSON format in this get response object. Okay, so we are passing the type to this get API, so it will return the JSON object into our Pojo itself. So employee is equals to get response dot source. So this source API will convert your data from server to this employee object. Okay, and here just we are printing this employee ID name and department for this 101. So save this and just try to run this. Yeah, so we got this response 101 John Doe and electronics. So we can able to search the documents from Elasticsearch. Let's try one more. So let's give here 201 and just run this application. Yeah, so we got another record also, 201 Jane Smith HR. So this way we can able to search the documents also. So as a conclusion in this article, so we have seen like how we can create the truststore certificate in order to connect with the Elasticsearch, and we have seen how we can use this Elasticsearch Java API platform to work with some standard features related to full text search engines using HTTPS secure connection where we have explored how we can create the index, how we can create the documents inside the index, and how we can search the required documents that we needed for our operations. Okay, so this is about creating HTTPS secure connection to Elasticsearch. That's all for today, and stay tuned for further interesting sessions. Thanks a lot for watching.